An individual voluntary arrangement, or IVA, is a contract between you and your creditors. It's an alternative to bankruptcy. Proposing an IVA to your creditors gives you an opportunity to make an offer to them that provides a better financial return than if they were to make you bankrupt. You should put forward the best offer you can. Be completely open and honest with us and the creditors about your financial circumstances. Creditors will expect their prospect of recovering money to be at least as good as in a bankruptcy, and will expect your proposal to contain sanctions that can be used if you don't keep to your arrangement, such as the right to make you bankrupt. We will help you with your IVA proposal. Your proposal will be voted on by your creditors at a creditors meeting. Generally, if over 75% by value of your creditors who are represented at the meeting vote in favour, the IVA will be implemented. Creditors may put forward changes or modifications to your proposal. If they do, we'll contact you to explain what they mean and seek your approval to proceed with an amended proposal. In an IVA, what are the insolvency practitioners or IP's responsibilities to me? Our role changes over time. Currently, you haven't committed to anything, so we're here as your professional advisor. Our responsibility is only to you. We'll help you to make an informed decision about what to do. If you proceed with an IVA, it's our job to help you put your proposal to your creditors. If you decide to go ahead, our insolvency practitioner will act as your nominee. At this point, our role changes, and we have legal duties which could conflict with your interests. For example, if we think your proposal is not fit to be put before a creditors meeting, we're obliged to say this and not proceed with your IVA. If the IVA is approved, our role changes again. We are then the supervisor of the IVA, and our responsibilities are mainly governed by the terms of the arrangement. Our position now is to be honest broker, to act even-handedly between you and your creditors, and to ensure that the terms of the proposal are fulfilled. So, it's important that you understand how our role as IP changes as the case goes on. Don't be afraid to ask questions if you want clarification. If you're dissatisfied with anything we do, then we have a formal procedure for resolving complaints. You should ask for details of this procedure and first raise the matter with us. Many complaints arise simply because of misunderstandings and can be resolved by reviewing the problem. If the matter still can't be resolved, then you can raise it with our regulator, who will investigate the complaint on your behalf. The Insolvency Service, a government agency, has a leaflet called How to Make a Complaint Against an Insolvency Practitioner. Reading the proposal carefully. The proposal is a formal document which, when approved, becomes legally binding, and many points must be covered as a matter of law or best practice. It will include the information you've provided to us about your assets, debts, income, and expenditure. Other points will be included because creditors tend to demand them. If such points weren't covered, creditors would be less likely to vote in favour. This means the proposal itself may be a long, technically complex document. Again, don't be afraid to ask questions. You should go through the proposal in as much detail as you need to before signing it. It's the most important document in the IVA and will govern everything that happens afterwards. It's difficult, sometimes impossible, to make changes later. Even though we'll help you to draft the proposal, it remains your proposal, and you could be prosecuted if it's misleading. Fees and costs. The proposal must contain details of what will be paid to us for acting as nominee and as supervisor. A separate fee is payable for our work in each of these roles. The nominee's work will include helping you with your proposal, any necessary applications to court to start the IVA process, liaison with your creditors and holding the creditors meeting. The nominee's fee will usually be a fixed sum, agreed with you before work begins on your proposal. Sometimes the fee will be split between work done as nominee and work done before that stage as intended nominee. The supervisor's costs depend in part on the nature of the proposal and what we need to do to implement the arrangement. In all cases, we must report the results of the creditors meeting to you and your creditors. We must conduct an annual review of your circumstances and issue annual reports. Sometimes we may have to do work which was not foreseen in the proposal. For example, if a creditor takes a dispute to court, or if your liabilities transpire to be larger or more numerous than anticipated, or if you break your proposal's promises to creditors. You should contact us immediately if you have any problem delivering your side of the agreement. The supervisor's fees may be stated as a fixed sum or as a percentage of funds coming into the arrangement. In addition, there may be various disbursements, additional expenses incurred while the IVA is in place. Again, these are detailed in your proposal. For instance, there is a fixed fee for registering an IVA with the Department of Trade and Industry, and we're also required by law to take out a bond, insurance, for which we pay a premium. The IVA costs will be agreed by your creditors and are taken out of the affordable payments you make into the IVA. What can go wrong? An IVA should only be considered if you think major creditors are likely to support your proposal. We'll advise you based on our experience of how creditors are likely to vote and, if necessary, discuss the matter first with the major creditors. Your creditors may reject your proposal at the first meeting. If they do, we can seek an adjournment to try and get it approved following negotiations with you and your creditors. If the arrangement is approved, it could still fail later if, for example, you stop making payments. You'll then be back to square one and could face bankruptcy. Make sure that the payments within the agreement are realistic and achievable for you. What happens next? Your proposal. Based on the information we've discussed, we'll help you produce a detailed proposal for your creditors. We'll send this proposal to you by email to sign electronically. Make sure that you have read it and are happy with the contents before you sign. Meeting of creditors. Once your proposal is signed, we'll send it to each of your creditors. We must give at least 14 days notice before calling your meeting of creditors. We'll inform you of the meeting date and time, as we'll need to speak to you to inform you of the outcome and of any amendments proposed by your creditors before your IVA can be approved. It isn't necessary, but you may also attend the meeting remotely if you wish. Creditors could ask for additional time for the consideration of the proposal, and the meeting could be adjourned for a maximum of 14 days. If that happens, we will let you know. Treatment of creditors. Between now until the meeting of creditors, it's important to treat your creditors in the fairest way possible. If you're up to date with your payments, then we suggest you offer what you feel is affordable. That could be a token or the full contractual payment. If you're not currently making payments to your creditors, then up until the IVA is in place, you can continue not to, or you could offer a token payment of £1. It's really important to avoid borrowing any more money or spending on your credit accounts from now on. If you do, there is a high chance the IVA will be rejected, which will mean you remain in the same situation that you are now. Your creditors' obligations. If your IVA is approved at the meeting of creditors, then it's legally binding on you and all your unsecured creditors that were included, even if they didn't vote to approve the IVA. This means that they're no longer allowed to contact you regarding these debts or take any further action to recover them. Once the IVA is complete, any outstanding amounts owed to them will be legally written off. Chair's report. Once the meeting has been approved, we'll send you a written report of the meeting by email. If there have been any changes to the proposal, they'll also be detailed here, and you'll be asked to sign this electronically for us. Your obligations. In return for receiving the potential benefits provided by an IVA, your creditors are going to have some expectations from you. If you're working and receive a wage increase, you should inform us immediately. We'll conduct a review of your income and expenditure, and if there's been a positive change, you'll be requested to increase your monthly payment. Any increase will be by 50% of the extra spare money you're shown to have each month. This way, both you and your creditors benefit from your circumstances improving. If you have temporary or one-off increases in your take-home pay, such as overtime or bonuses, as long as the money you earned that month is within a 10% increase on the earnings stated in your proposal or most recent review, you don't need to declare this or pay any extra into your IVA. If you receive more than a 10% increase on your usual monthly earnings, you must declare this to us and pay a share of that into your IVA. If you're self-employed, we'll explain how an income increase could impact you. Windfall rule. Your IVA will include what's known as a windfall clause. This means that if you come into any lump sums of money such as lottery wins or gifts, or inherit any assets of more than £500, you must inform us immediately. These will need to be paid into your IVA. If you do pay a lump sum into the IVA, then it may mean the term of the IVA is reduced and you're free of your debt sooner. If you're expecting to receive any lump sums during the term of your IVA, you should tell us about them now. The money paid into an IVA is based on affordability. The majority of people with IVAs end up paying in far less than they owe, with significant outstanding debts then written off. You should be aware, however, that it could be possible, if your circumstances significantly improve during the IVA, that you could be obligated to pay the entirety of your debt in addition to the IVA costs in order for it to complete successfully.